what I want to record. So, um, what was I about to say now?
We were talking about the interviews.
Oh yes, yes. So we're getting ready to have an interview with the individual. He wrote the law Stolen Valor.
Oh wow.
He wrote the law of it. I thought he was a lawyer. She's like, no, no. He wrote the law and placement. And the reason why we're going to talk to him is because he's going to tell us, there's ever since 2012, it's I understand why they do it, okay, but I think people that got TBIs in like 2008, 2009, stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
think people that got TBIs, like they forget stuff of their service. So when as a veteran you go up to them and you like call them out, if they say things that don't make sense, you know, at least attempt to try to help them,
Yeah, I
figure
mean,
stuff out,
I think that's the thing a lot of people forget about TBIs is, you know, if you don't if you don't activate those memories in your brain, then they go stagnant and then you forget. And your recollection might be not exactly the same as the last time you said it. And
Right.
so we got to give those people a little bit more leeway when it comes to jumping on the attack wagon.
Right, right. And the reason why I said that because when somebody accuses you of something like stolen valor or a pedophile, just that word, okay? Like you just saying that word out in public, you've basically ruined his life.
Yeah,
Okay?
there's definitely a stigma attached to it,
Yeah,
and unfortunately, the way our society works is you're guilty until proven innocent.
exactly.
And I mean, as you can well attest with what's happened to you in the past
Right,
8 9 months,
right.
and we can get into that later for listeners that aren't aware of it. But I think this is a good segue into telling your story after this interview.
Oh yeah, yeah. I agree. And one thing I will say, the one this whole thing that happened with me was a blessing in disguise. But and I'll admit it, okay? Um I took my own life. Now there was two times I had like warned and I attempted and it didn't work, kind of thing. This time I did it. And it's kind of funny, kind of not. The first thing that I thought about when I woke up in that like pool of water or whatever is, fuck. Oh, you gotta edit that out again. Um, I'm like, damn, I just wasted 10 pills.
Jeez. Oh boy. You're like, man, I got to get a refill, and the VA's not gonna approve it because I just got them refilled.
But can you imagine if I was successful and I died,
Yeah, I mean,
and then I mean,
in all seriousness, suicide is not something to joke about,
right,
and especially in our veteran community,
right.
you know, we've seen it, we've heard it, we've had friends that have done it, and the lasting impact are those that are left behind, and that's the selfish thing we forget about is the people that have to deal with life moving forward. And I am glad you weren't successful. And I don't think that the listeners out there realize how passionate you are about what you do and how much of an impact you have on our veterans
Well, I
community.
try. I don't think I have. I think I try, and I'm
Well,
continue attempting.
look at it this way: if you save one person's life, you're successful. So you have to look at it that way, and look how many of the single people that you've probably changed the course of their life. Some of the DJs that we have on MBR are here because of that. You've given them a purpose and a direction in life, so don't sell yourself short, bro.
I appreciate and sometimes I just don't think about that. Sometimes I think everybody is their like own negative critic.
Right? You're your own worst critic for
Right,
sure.
right. And you're already telling yourself that you suck,
Right,
on
right.
an average daily, okay?
Yeah,
And then when you have somebody else coming out, it's kind of like it's kind of like I can sit here and make fun of him because him and me we're brothers,
yep. We've got a lot of
but
history.
if somebody kind of like the military. If somebody that doesn't it wasn't in the military starts yelling at you about something, it's like, dude, where the hell do you come from? You didn't even serve,
Right.
kind of thing, you know?
Well, and even I think a lot of veterans too, even now are they forget that how it was in the military, how we give each other a hard time and pick on each other, and a lot of them have become cupcakes and they can't handle that pressure,
Right.
which is okay. You know, that's perfectly fine if they need that for their healing and they want to transition away from that. Then so be it. But you know, it is what it is, and
Hold on a second. The military broadcast radio, H Train speaking.
we got a listener calling in.
Oh, okay. Yep. We're getting ready to send that to you now, brother. All right, bye. H Train messed up.
Yeah, I mean the first rule of broadcasting is what? Put your phone on mute, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But we're, I'm just gonna like piece this together. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna send him an invite and bring him on.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what got him to write that law. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought so. At least that's what I'm, tempting.
You know, and you know, we see these. I saw a picture. I think it was on one of the Facebook pages, the Colorado Veterans one, or something like that. This weekend, this kid looked like he was in his mid-20s, and he was highly decorated. A highly decorated Army Ranger. And I've never seen a Ranger get married without putting his coat on. You know, like they're pretty big on wearing the bow tie and the Ranger boots and all that. You know, because it's something they earned. And I'm not versed on all the Army uniforms, but I think they're the coolest because they get to wear boots with their dress uniform. Anyway, this kid was wearing just his white shirt with no jacket. I'm like, why would you get dressed in your jacket? And like his awards were just over the top for a kid his age. So
wow,
know.
and this is until our guest comes up. I don't know if you knew about this, but there's a website called Together We Serve.
Yep.
And you, as a military veteran, you can go on there, and it's real neat. Like they'll put like the awards and stuff,
Yep. It creates a little shadow box.
And if you have a traumatic brain injury like me, and you have a really hard time at doing the whole, trying to understand military jar and all that stuff, then you can go on there and they have like a help desk. They'll help you arrange everything, and you can print out a plaque. You can buy one,
yeah, I saw
but you can print it out. That's an incredible. So I just wanted to share that because I had a friend reach out to me, and she's like, my grandfather I don't think it was her grandfather. She just said it was an old veteran that lost his wife, and she knew that he was like a World War II vet and had the Purple Heart and stuff, and she wanted to make something, but she didn't know how to like read the DD-214 and stuff.
Right.
Wouldn't that be shitty if he was one of those guys that like had like 2 ribbons and a Purple Heart because he got injured because he was only there for 2,
Yep.
I swear.
I mean, I got hurt 4 days in, so I was one of those guys. You know, and I tell people all the time, I was smart. I got hurt right away.
I got credit, but I didn't have to do the full time.
That's right. Well, I mean, I was lucky. I stayed for a few more months, talked my way out of the hospital, but yeah, I mean, I empathize with those guys, and you know, my uncle Kevin in Vietnam, same way. He got hurt within the first month of being there, and then spent 2 years at the hospital in Pearl Harbor. So, you know, people give him a hard time about that, but you know, whether you get injured right away or long term, it's still getting injured.
I'm just gonna write this gentleman real quick.
You turn my headphone volume down a little bit.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of loud.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. We're still working these little kinks.
I already got hearing damage. I don't need a. I don't need a. Oh, I got a funny story. The VA finally pulled through after I don't know a year fighting, just to get an audiology appointment, right? So they determined I needed hearing aids, so I got hearing aids. They're awesome. They got a little Find My Hearing Aid app if you lose them, and they tell you, hey, if you're going to take them in and out, put them in this little case, put them in your pocket. So I'm in DC for the Marine Corps Marathon, and I was in and out of my pocket all day, and I lost the hearing aids. So I click on the little thing to find my hearing aids, and they're still in Denver. It says, well, I know I lost them in DC. So I had them for like 2 weeks. They were great, and now I'm deaf again. So
Oh wow. Oh
so
wow.
who knows how long it's going to take the VA to replace them?
Oh, they're gonna take forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember having to do that driving test when I wanted to get the Garmin GPS.
Uh huh.
I should have just like called him and do it that way. Well, you know what?
You
Maybe
can pause the
because he's
recording.
having it. He must be having an issue.
Yeah, you can always pause the recording too, and we can pick it up.
Let's see here. We'll just call him. I wanted to do the video, but maybe maybe that's better sound. To be honest with you. Hey, okay. Are you already in StreamYard? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Hey, I I can talk to you this way too. It's just okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I will hang up and I'll see you in a bit. All right, bye. That's the one thing that I love about this program. It's so nice. And if you are a veteran while we wait, if you are a veteran or a first responder, even a civilian, but civilians, you guys have to come up with the way program. We don't give it to you. We only give it to the veterans and first responders. But if you want to do a show, this is my job. This is what I do every day. And if you don't call me and have me teach you and try to learn and stuff, I literally have
Kind
my
of a big
finger up
deal.
my ass. Yes,
He is a big
exactly.
deal.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you all about the soundboard.
I know about it. I got to do it when we were in Breckenridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's interview of the week is a brand new nonprofit that I never even heard about. And today we're listening. It is Project Die Hard. And Brian Gibson, Sergeant First Class Gibson, as I read. Do you mind if we call you Brian, or what do you?
Call me Brian, call me Doc, whatever. I was a combat medic, so
Okay, good, fair enough, fair enough. Let me. You need to tell me. I need to turn me down. I'm like blaring out our eardrums.
Oh, I thought it was just because I was deaf.
No, it's because I have a loud mouth, and I'm a morning person, and I'm surprised I'm still married. Hey, welcome to the show, Brian.
thank you for having me.
What we're gonna do is let you get like an intro or whatever. I'm gonna ask you a question, and John's gonna ask a question and stuff like that. But the first thing that we want to know is what inspires you to start this nonprofit. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, say I was a combat medic for 26 years, and 2017, when I got the phone call from the wife of one of my best brothers, we did 3 tours together, and she went, Doc, what do I do? What do I do? And I went, you got to tell me what's going on, right? She goes, he's hanging in the garage.
Oh
So
man.
I have lost more brothers and sisters to that demon suicide than I have lost in multiple combat tours.
I believe it. I believe it. And we were talking about that. We were talking about that day, and we'll get more into it. But we were talking about, like, as a regular normal person, not somebody that went to combat, but as a normal person, as they progress through the day, they're already negative to themselves. And since they're already negative to themselves, they don't need any help being negative. So when I saw read your program and how you doing everything, um, I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. I'm here to answer your questions. Again, this all started after that phone call, and I knew something had to be done better. It had to be done better. So I had a couple of buddies of mine visit in, building a project motorcycle, because it's one of my therapies. I was going to do a ride across the country and things. And one buddy goes, "Hey man, if your shop was bigger, wouldn't that be great?" Well, of course, I'm a dude, right? And then the other one said, "Hey, Doc, man, if
Hey,
I
Doc, we're gonna have to interrupt you for a second.
No,
We,
I think since he was still doing it and he was recording, that's the important part.
okay, good.
I was dumb. I accidentally hit the wrong button because I was trying to be.
uh-huh. So as I was saying, my other buddy was there saying, "Hey Doc, if I could spend, a month here, we could get this thing built." And the last time that we hung out together, there was bail money involved. So that was the premise: a safe, secure place where veterans can come and get the help they need.
Awesome. Now, when the John, go ahead and you ask the next question because I have
So,
a-
I think the biggest thing that I liked about reading your about section on your website, tell us a little bit about why you decided to kind of angle towards the faith based.
Oh, because I self-medicated with alcohol to the point where I had a 45 in my mouth. And then I got a call from a veteran buddy of mine that said, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I literally had no plans. And he invited me downtown Paducah, Kentucky to the Free Spirit Biker Church rally. And while there, the pastor, Dennis Lawrence, everybody goes, "Oh, it's great. He took the time to talk." No, he actually took the time to listen. "Oh,
Yeah.
come on in here, man. This is introduce yourself. This is a soldier who's up here for the weekend from Fort Campbell."
Hi there, my name is Felipe Garcia. How are you?
What's up, Felipe? Hua?
hey, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your support.
Big question that I got, and I'm sure the veteran behind you probably would say the same thing. The biggest thing about this show is, everybody knows about the nonprofits that help veterans that have a disability, like 10%, 20%, 30%. But there's some veterans out there that just have a DD 214 and they feel that they shouldn't be a part of any program because they didn't get hurt or anything. And I really love the programs that says, "Hey, look, you know what? If you as a veteran and you served, I don't care if you is disabled or not, we will help you."
That's the premise of our mission. It's you serve this country, right? So if you serve this country, we're going to be here to help you. Yes, some of our brothers and sisters are wounded physically, but most of them are wounded mentally, whether they saw combat or not. Well, let's take in point this facility. It's named Forward Operating Base Rush after Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force. Her demon, she was a crew chief, right? Her demon was doing angel flights.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
That was her demon. She never saw combat. She never saw a bullet fly. She never got shot at.
She saw the aftermath, though.
She saw the aftermath.
You know,
Hey.
people just don't understand, like, especially when you see them dead with their like eyes open, that stuff haunts you. People don't get that.
Well, even like the angel flights, it's more, they're already canistered up, if you will, or in the shipping.
Yeah.
I can't remember the shipping coffins. So yeah, that's, you got a whole.
I thought because of the weight and stuff with like angel flights, it wasn't coffin. Like they had to put them in body bags because of the weight.
No. They're put into a body bag.
Yep, and then they're put into a canister that has ice to preserve the remains.
Yeah, they have a canister, that big aluminum canister. We put the body bag in, we fill it full of ice. Then we drape the flag over the canister and it gets loaded onto the back of the plane.
Yep.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with weight. It's just preserving the remains so that they can get back to Dover.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm learning stuff every day, not only about my life, but I'm learning. I never knew that.
Yep.
Okay, so like when you go on Facebook and you see the pictures of like the flag draped on the caskets going in a C-130, does that happen, or is that just picture?
No, that's
how they do it.
Yep, that's the
angel flight.
Yep, the body bag is inside
Okay.
an ice-filled canister.
Okay. So the canister is.
It's a temporary coffin.
Oh, okay.
It's a transport coffin.
Okay. All right. Now
Yeah.
I know. Some people are praying like, "Oh God, these guys dumb." Okay, so
No,
Well,
it's
I appreciate that. I appreciate you answering. You just taught me something else, John. You got the next question.
yeah. I mean, just to go a little further on that, when they get to Dover, all the fluids that are inside that canister are considered human biological stuff. So they filter it out for blood and stuff, and anything that might have come out of the body bag, if they need to. The body bags are watertight, but sometimes you have punctures or whatever in flight.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
So yeah, to get back to the faith-based, I don't think we finished on that because Felipe came in, but that's really cool how that worked out. It was kind of unexpected, and for whatever reason, it pointed you in that direction. Now, do you still ride a lot with this?
Actually, no. I had to sell my motorcycle to keep this mission going.
Oh boy. So how do you take donations via your website, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and give yourself a plug here.
ProjectDieHard.org. That's our website. That's where people can go and help this mission grow. This facility, Forward Operating Base Rush, when we get this one complete, will house 12 single veterans. And this is something that sets us apart, is 2 veterans with their families are here at this location. We bring in veterans with their families because there's a need out there. That came a year after we formed, and I got a phone call from a veteran. And being a good NCO, I chased that rabbit down the hole.
Right.
And come to find out, here's a veteran, 80% disabled, with a wife and 3 kids living in a minivan.
Oh, geez.
So we helped him get in contact with the people. And then he got taken care of. But that's when I came back to the board and said, we're taking veterans with families. Why? Because there's a need.
And
Today's Time to Shine is brought to you by Bighorn Automotive. Trust the mechanics at Bighorn Automotive in Parker, Colorado to provide excellent customer service with each and every service appointment. Schedule an appointment today. Fast, friendly service and...
This is your time to shine, baby. It's your time to shine.
Brian, I don't know if you knew, but me and John are a part of a boy band, and that's that's us singing. We wanted to bring some flavor into the interview.
Oh,
Um, so we don't really have 2 minutes. We have about a minute because we are running late on time because of my issue. Um, for one more time, if there's something that maybe you forgot to talk about, or if there's something that you really want to push to supporters, to veterans,
well,
this is your time to shine.
okay, brothers and sisters, to my brothers and sisters veterans, don't give up. Okay, we're in the fight here for you. To anybody who loves veterans and wants to help, give. Become a monthly patron of us. $22 a month, 73 cents a day. As I tell people all the time, it doesn't go to my wallet. I don't take a salary. No leadership of this organization gets paid. We are trying to bring back what it means to be a nonprofit. When you donate to us, you're a patron. Thank you, God bless. Every patron has the same right. You get to come and see where your money goes. I just put a caveat on it. Bring work gloves and muck boots because
There you go. You got to work for your labor, right? Or
you're,
work for your keep.
yeah. But yeah, projectdiehard.org, Facebook, Instagram, we're all out there. Find us, look us up. If you have questions, we're here to answer them. You know, I can't thank enough for being on here. Yeah, we're getting ready to kick off 3 weekends of Fort Campbell soldiers coming up from Fort Campbell, Kentucky to Makanda, Illinois to help work on file brush so we can get our occupancy permit so we can start programs.
Perfect.
This is where your money goes.
Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. We really appreciate what you do for our veterans, and
most definitely
continue plugging along, brother.
We'll be here. I got your email now, so I will put you on our email list when we have mission updates.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, Brian. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are talking to ProjectDieHard.org with Brian Gibson. Thank you, Sarn.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, it's back to us right now. I'm trying to send the next guest on. While I do that, John can tell you a little about another nonprofit that he works very close to. He can tell you a little bit about Team Semper Fi.
Actually, I kind of want to just stick with the Project Die Hard, give them a little bit more, bit more juice and love. One of the things I really took away from the website was the fact that you can stay for one day or you can stay for many days, and bringing the family aspect into it is really therapeutic. I think it's an amazing program. If we have people that are looking for somewhere to donate some of your hard-earned money, it looks like a legit, solid nonprofit that's coming up to speed. So go to Project. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I got two things in my head at the same time.
It's awesome that we can record.
ProjectDieHard.org, and reach out to Brian. Like he said, you can get ProjectDieHard.org on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website.
Awesome. And once again, when you're listening to this, everybody, I want you to also know that, if there's a nonprofit that you think is just fantastic and you want to share with us, you'd like to have them interview, let us know. We'll have them on the show. And also tribute to a troop. If you had a husband, a brother, son, anybody, veteran, that they died, doesn't have to be in combat, could be just died, World War II vet, please email us at manager@mbradio.us, because with that, we can look at that email and we can give them the MBR tribute on the H Train show.
Also, if you have any friends or family members that have a unique story, something doesn't have to be heroic. It can be funny. It can be good humor, or just a good heartfelt story. Feel free to reach out with those stories as well. We're always looking for content to put people on, and
Yes.
we like to gab, and we like to gab with other people.
All right. I'm sending her the message. Sent. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our interview of the week, we call it the inspirational story. Ladies and gentlemen, my battle buddy, Jennifer Snyder, Corman, right?
Yeah, and it's,
Yeah.
the last name is Sidnor.
Sid. Oh, wow. I've been
Yeah.
pronouncing it wrong this whole
I was gonna
Okay.
say something, but I was letting Joel dig his own hole, and yeah.
okay.
So Corman, we still call him Docs.
Yeah,
Doc, were you green side or blue side?
I was blue side. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to do green side.
Well, you're probably smart because your back probably appreciates you for it. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, green side and blue side is the green side works with the Marine, the blue side stays predominantly with the Navy. So
Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
we have Jennifer Sindor. Go ahead and
Yeah.
give us your little elevator speech. Tell us what you're about.
I didn't prepare. I was supposed to.
That's okay. Just tell us what you did in the Navy, and give us your little story. And
Okay.
yeah, because the biggest thing that I want to know, and I think all women want to know, because sometimes, me and you talk, I'm like, I don't feel normal. And I think other women, when they hear, the conflicts that you had to go through just being in the military, that's what I want. That's what I want to bring out of you. But yeah, for sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Colorado, and I joined the Navy because I didn't want to be stationed back in Colorado. So, let's see. Went to boot camp. My first duty station was in San Diego. I was at Balboa Hospital, or Naval Medical Center, San Diego. And I worked in preventive medicine, giving flu shots to like thousands of active duty and their families. And then after that, I worked in orthopedics. And at the time, I was not married and I didn't have any kids, and so I wanted to go on like what they call IA. So it's kind of like your TAD or something with the Army. But then they were telling me that I was only they only wanted me in orthopedics. They didn't need me out there. We were gonna go to like Djibouti or something. Anyway.
Well, isn't it pretty hard getting deployed, being in the Navy and the Air Force, regardless?
No.
No. I know a lot of Navy people that have been deployed more than 5 times.
So you were going out to do a humanitarian op out in Djibouti?
I'm not really sure on the details, but I wanted to do it, and so I volunteered, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't need you." Another thing, when I was in my A school, so this was right after boot camp. So my corpsman school, they were asking us if we wanted to go to field medical training. So I would have been going to Lejeune. And I really, really wanted to go. But then the instructors were like, well, we don't have enough females to make up a class, so you're not going to have the chance to go. Because I guess they don't have integrated
training.
Yeah. So I couldn't do that. This was back in 2008. So just to give you an idea of when. Yeah, so I was kind of bummed about that. And then, I don't know.
So I mean, even back in 2008, there was still a good old boys club mentality, if you will, where the segregation and you feel like you didn't get your due because you were female?
Yeah, and so, well, I've okay. So I was stationed in Hawaii, and I was stationed in San Diego, and at the time I was married to a corpsman, and he was always greenside.
Uh-huh.
And it seemed like they put his training and his abilities more in priority instead of my own, because like right out of boot camp he was in training for like 2 years almost.
Did you guys go to boot camp together?
He went like like a month before I did, so we
Okay.
didn't meet until core school.
Okay.
But yeah, but we knew each other in San Diego, and then we got married, and then we went to Hawaii, and I don't know, he was just constantly being trained and stuff, and I really wanted to do that too. But then just the whole thing, like, oh, you're a female, we don't have enough people to make up a class.
And especially being a female in a hospital the size of the one in Pearl Harbor. I can't remember what the hospital's called, but
well, I didn't work at Tripler.
okay.
Well, I did for like a week, but that's something else. But I worked at a clinic
At K-Bay?
yeah, well, yeah, and in Pearl Harbor. So I mean, it wasn't like a big thing to be like male or female over there, but I mean, in K-Bay I really enjoyed working with the Marines over there. I was on a Navy clinic, but I was always working with all the Greenside corpsmen who were
because
also
it's
in
a lot
K-Bay.
smaller than Balboa for sure, as far as
Yeah, so
personnel.
that was pretty fun. I liked doing like networking, and I'm like, oh, hey, I need these supplies. Do you have these? And then they're like, oh yeah, but we need these instead. So we just do.
You do a little horse swap.
Well, no, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was also pregnant when I was in the Navy, and I had my son. And I noticed, this is something kind of petty, I guess, but like the uniforms for women that were back then in like 2009, 2010, there was no pockets in the pants. And so I couldn't keep anything in my pockets. No pockets at all.
You know what?
I think they changed the uniforms by
Yeah,
now.
they're pink now. They're
What?
pink. They're
What?
pink.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so.
One of the guys was telling me that the new uniforms are pink.
I
You know,
think-
kind of like World War II kind of style. They're pink.
I think someone pulled the wool over your eyes, man.
Oh, you know that
Maybe they mean
sucks.
like the khaki color, because they do
Well-
have like it's not just Chiefs wearing khaki now, but
Well, the Army is
enlisted
definitely
wear-
going back to the World War II style.
Well, it doesn't
yeah?
really help that I'm colorblind either. I mean, I had Sergeant Armstrong that came over and told me, he's like, yeah, those are brown sandals. And then I get to New Mexico to visit my mom and dad, and my dad's like, can I ask you a question? What? Why are you wearing pink sandals and pink shorts, dickhead?
Well, it's
Okay,
funny. It's the Marines always called pockets army gloves, so we never used our pockets. But
Yeah, I didn't either, but you know, well, that was like back when smartphones started to become.
yeah, so you need to put it in your cargo pocket, and you don't have one.
Yeah, I didn't have one. I didn't have any, so I'm like, okay.
I did like when the Navy went to the blue uniform. So if you fall off the ship, you're definitely not going to get found in the ocean.
Oh man, that was kind of annoying when we switched over to that. I had never had a uniform to like roll my sleeves up, and I'm like, how do I do this? And so
Right.
I actually YouTubed how to roll your sleeves. And
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
where I've learned everything. I'm telling you, YouTube University. You know, but I like TikTok, and the reason why I like TikTok a lot better is because when you go to YouTube, you always have to have a 3-minute damn intro, like, you know,
mm,
like it's a
Okay.
show or something, and you just want to figure out, okay, you know, and that's why TikTok. So much, you're not on TikTok.
no,
I'm not on TikTok
I'm
either.
trying to get you guys.
Yeah.
I
on
don't
TikTok.
like TikTok.
I think I'm too old for TikTok, I believe.
Oh,
So tell us what do you do now?
So I am the art director at a place called Columbus Memorials. We make headstones and monuments for loved ones who have died, or like we've made lots of war monuments for veterans, or
Oh wow.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So I'm the art director, which means I'm in charge of the art department and getting all of the designs that families want and getting them put onto their monuments.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Or if they can't because they're too intricate. I mean, I've seen
Yeah,
some people want to
exactly.
do some super intricate things. It's like, hey, it's a piece of stone. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
piece of paper.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Yes, I
Wow.
did.
Yeah.
Well, I know that I think it's almost time for you to go to back to work, or do you have a little bit longer?
I can do a little bit longer.
Okay, all right. So we are, unless you have another question,
Nope.
we're going to hit what we call the time to shine.
Okay.
There, hey, he's got it. Look at that. Look at that.
Today's Time to Shine is brought to you by Bighorn Automotive. Trust the mechanics at Bighorn Automotive in Parker, Colorado to
Definitely gotta
provide
change this
excellent
part.
customer service with each and every service appointment. Schedule an appointment today. Fast, friendly service and
This is your time to shine, baby. It's your time to shine.
Me and John are on a boy band, and we are touring the nation, and we just wanted to add some flavor to the interview.
Joel sings lead, I sing background, just for you, just for the
Are you
record.
guys serious?
No, not at all.
Okay. Oh my.
We have a viewership of 0.
Aw.
No, my dad listens, I listen, and of course I have to hit it to make sure that it works. So that's a listen.
I'm talking about the boy band aspect.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't even listen to our own boy band.
yeah,
So
that's here. So maybe we didn't ask you something that might be, might be vital to a woman veteran out there that, what she's dealing with. Do you have something that you can say to maybe kind of like inspire or let them know, hey, it gets better? Because, I think a lot of people, they will network or they'll hit a connection, something will click, and then things will happen. But I think others, they have to go through like whatever their like baggage that they're working out. Maybe they might not know of it themselves.
Yeah.
I want you to, because you've been through a lot. I want you to inspire these female veterans.
I would say don't lose contact with the people that you were in the military with. That's one reason why Facebook is awesome. And I haven't been on Facebook for like 8 years.
Right.
And it's good to know that those people still remember you and everything. If you're feeling like you're forgotten or something, just reach out to somebody. Because I know that's been an issue for me.
yeah, isolation I think is probably
Mhm.
the same thing with me, as I tend to isolate when I feel sad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even know why you feel sad. That's the shitty thing about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I have to walk 4 miles every damn morning, because I have to take PTSD meds. I have to take these other 2 meds, and then I have to walk 4 miles to be able to feel like getting up to do anything in bed. But I know that that's what I had to do. And, honestly, it's stressful,
Mm.
I've told her many times that this is my
Therapy.
therapy.
Yeah.
This is my outlet. If I'm not doing this, literally, like, I'm ready to go home. I'm
Mm.
not like suicidal, but like I'm ready to go home. And she's like, really? It's nothing about anybody else. It's the stuff that, each individual inside go through.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so glad that I could get you on the show so you could talk to us about that, and I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Sidnor. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Navy corpsman, served our country honorably, and she was here to just talk about some of the things women have to deal with that we as male service members don't think about. And honestly, I appreciate you bringing some of those things to our attention and to our viewers' attention, because I think a lot of times we do forget that there still is a stigma associated with being a female in the military.
I agree. All right.
Any last parting words of wisdom?
Don't know. Just
You can't say go Broncos because we're terrible this year, but
well, that's okay. Broncos are. I'm from Colorado, so
me
yeah.
too. Yeah, I'm a native, so I'm a diehard Bronco fan, lifelong. I stick with them regardless, but man, it's tough to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Get back to work, Battle, and I'll call you later.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thanks again.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right, that was a fantastic interview, and that stuff worked kind of clockwise.
Yeah. It was a good flowing.
So what we're gonna do is we're getting ready to hit what we call the 2-minute warning. No, it's not on there. We're getting ready to hit the 2-minute warning, and with the 2-minute warning, we're gonna talk about what we learned today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in.
It's the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. What we learned today. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
5.
All right, so I gotta mess with that. But ladies and gentlemen, so John, what did you learn today?
A couple things. I learned that there's still great nonprofits that are starting up, trying to get their feet wet and get funding to get started. And one of them was the Project Die Hard. So projectdiehard.org, to give Brian one more shout out. And then also, it was really nice talking to Jennifer Sidnor, Navy corpsman, because I think a lot of times we do forget that there's still that segregation or discriminatory feeling of females in the military, and I appreciate her sharing that and bringing that to our attention.
I also, the thing that I learned today, which I don't know if it's I don't know if it's ignorance or just not thinking, but I had no idea about like the preserving and that stuff when we were talking about that with Project Die Hard.
Yeah, it's
I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting segment that we might want to do one day, is talk to someone from Dover, because it's very I went and toured there one time just to go in and thank people for what they did. It's pretty intricate. They clean the bodies so well and make them presentable as best they can. And they custom make a uniform on site there for you to be buried in. They have everything they need to put every decoration and every award and everything for every branch of service. And then when it's really interesting, because whenever some of the remains leave the mortuary, everyone that's in the mortuary goes outside and salutes the coffin as it drives away to go to the airport for transport.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it is that time, and since we're kind of, we'll get better and stuff. We're gonna go ahead and let you know. Where's that paper? The closer.
All right. Got to put on my old man glasses. Well, that's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We will be back next week with an all-new show. Remember, you can always listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight. Remember, we're here for you, not us.
Giving our veterans a voice.
We probably want to redo that one. I didn't get the grammar very good.